This video we are going to be replacing the chain drive gears. That the gear needs to be replaced is a loud grinding noise. Unplug your garage opener. Next you'll see that there are 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. You'll want to remove those screws. Next you'll want to loosen these 3 terminals and remove the wires. You'll want to pull the wires through the opening of the face cover. Now you'll want to loosen this harness that is connected to the faceplate. You can firmly but gently just pull up. Now we are going to remove this face cover. There's going to be 2 screws on this side and 2 screws on the opposite end. Take a pair of vice grips and we're going to put it on the railing. Hold the emergency release. And the reason we put the vice grips is to hold the door up. Now we're just going to loosen the chain. Make sure that you have enough slack to pull the chain off of the old gear assembly. Now we have 3 screws that we're going to be taking out. 1, 2, 3. These 2 are going to be pretty easy to take out. As long as you have an extension piece and a 5/16 socket, you'll be able to pull these out. The hardest one is going to be this because you have all these components here blocking or giving you access. Now, I found it easier to remove this motor cover here. There's 2 screws on this side, 2 screws on the other side. I actually had a garage guy show me how to do it this way. Now we're going to have a little bracket right here. You want to push that bracket in, and it basically is going to pull out. Pull this down. Once we pull it down, this whole section right here is going to come down with it. So just want to make sure that you're holding it nice and firm when you pull it out. Keep your hand on it, then you can wiggle it a little bit. Just be careful, like I said, because there's a lot of wires connected. That will cause the whole thing to drop. Now that's going to give us access to this last screw in the back. We can remove the old gear. You can see here all the shavings. This looks like it's warped. You can see here it's not straight. It looks like it's pitched a little bit, which is what may have been the issue causing the vibration and the loud grinding noise. Many times also what you'll see is you'll find a lot of shavings when you remove that panel for your garage opener. You'll see like a lot of the plastic stripped here. This one looks like it's in fairly good condition, and I'm suspecting that it's going to be this part that was causing all that vibration. But it is going to be a twofold issue. If you do hear the loud grinding, it can be this component here warped, or it could be here the gears just very stripped, and you'll find a lot of plastic shavings sitting inside of here. It'll be our new gear. You can see how nice and straight that is. First we're going to pop this little fastener off. You can use a screwdriver if you need to push this part inside. Here we have the new gear inside. And you're basically going to make sure that you set up the holes with your previous holes that you pulled the screws out of. You can see here there's a little sleeve right there. We're going to pop that sleeve out using a flathead screwdriver, and then we're going to put the new sleeve inside. and put the new sleeve inside. Make sure that it's nice and flat. Now we're going to fasten the screws that were originally holding the gears. Those 3 screws, 1, 2, and the third one I put in already. Now we're going to put those 4 screws back in that were on the motor cover. There was 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. We're going to slide this bottom portion of the gear on to the shaft. We're going to put the pin in. Now we're going to put the chain back onto the gear, and then we're going to make our proper adjustments. Once you make your adjustments, just don't over tighten it. You want to have a little bit of slack. Next, we're going to push the door up and put it back on the emergency release latch. Remove your vice grips. Next, we're going to put grease on the gear. Put as much as you need to. So here you have your sensors. Now this is what moves up and down when you open and close the garage door. This right here is when it's in the up position. Once this pin hits it, it'll stop the door from going up. On this side, you have the one that's going down, and as you hit your remote or your manual push button, this will go this way as the door is going down, and once it hits this, it'll stop the door. So right now, it's saying that it's in the middle. We're going to remove this right here, and then we're going to make the adjustments. Right now, we know that the door is in the up position. So we're going to make the adjustments for the sensor to be all the way in the up position. So we're going to remove this pin. And now we're going to adjust it. Make sure that the lever is barely touching the sensor. We're going to install our face cover. There was 4 screws, 2 on this side, 2 on the opposite end. Now you can go ahead and reconnect your harness. Feed your wires through. Attach your wires to the terminals. Your power supply back in.